Welcome Kasturians. In this video we will discuss chapter 1 of economics, that is development. So what is development? We have heard this term so many times in our daily life, but economically speaking, what is development? See, we are often facing these two terms, that is growth and development. So generally speaking, growth is considered to be development, but these two terms are quite different. Whereas growth, it can be individual, but when we talk about development, it includes all the individuals of the society. Growth is a narrow concept which includes some specific parameters, but when we talk about development, all the necessary parameters and related parameters that are used to determine the level of economic development, they are included. So development is a much broader or wider concept. Development means when people, they are having access to normal means of livelihood easily and conveniently. The people, they seek those things that are most important for them. As we are including people, and different people, they have different notions, so developmental goals, they are often different for different people, and that is why we can see the people, they have conflicting goals. Like the people, they want those things which are important for them, as for some people only those things which can fulfill their aspirations or desires. If they are getting access to those things, that is development for them. But at the same time, there are people who don't want such materialistic things. They seek for spiritual peace and spiritual mentality. So in that case, the getting materialistic things easily is not development for them. In fact, at some times you can see two peoples or group of persons, they may seek things which are conflicting. So regarding development, two things are quite clear. The first one being, different people, they can have different developmental goals, or they can have different notions for development. And secondly, what may be developed for one may not be developed for other. It may even be destructive for the others. When we talk about development, the primary thing which is talked about much is the income. So income is the primary thing that is related with development. What people desire is regular work, better wages, and decent price for their crops when they are agriculturists or farmers. Or when we talk about the producers, they think for a decent price for their product that they are producing. In other words, people involved in different activities, they want more income. Secondly, people, they also seek things like equal treatment without any discrimination, freedom, security, and respect for others. In some cases, there may be more important than more income or more consumption, because material goods are not all that you need to live. Money or material things that one can buy with it is one of the factors on which our life depends. Apart from this, there are non-material things which we have mentioned. These are also required for carrying out or for living a peaceful and satisfactory life. There are many things which cannot be expressed or which cannot be measured, but they means a lot to our life. These things are often ignored in case of growth, but when it comes to development, these things also count. However, if we conclude that what cannot be measured is not important, that is wrong. Whatever is there, whatever is important for life, for a peaceful and satisfactory life, is important and is in fact equally important. Similarly, for development, people look at a mix of goals, and that's why there are conflicting, it's a conflicting and it's a controversial topic for different people, that what is development. The developmental goals that people have, they are not only about better income but also about better income and about getting other important things in life. Now we have national development. National development is related to development of the nation. In this, various parameters that determine an individual as a personality, they are included. Apart from these parameters, the various other things like infrastructure, health facilities, education facilities, which a person alone cannot get, or which a person alone cannot make them for themselves, it is for the society which these things are to be created. That's why when we talk about national development, other parameters, that is health facilities, better access to sanitation, education and developed infrastructure, that is included. So that's why it is very important to keep in mind that different persons, they could have different as well as conflicting notions of a country's development. National development overall means thinking about fair and justified path for all, that is well-being for all, whether there is a better way of doing things or not. When we talk about development as a whole, we come across comparisons between different regions or countries or states. Usually one or more important characteristics of persons are considered, and then on the basis of these parameters or characteristics, comparison between them is done. For comparing countries, the income, that is per capita income, is considered to be one of the most important attributes. Countries with higher income, they are more developed than others with less income. The income of the country is the income of all residents, that is the normal citizens who are working, and their income is directly adding to the national wealth. So these people are called residents. So the income of country is the income of all residents of the country. This gives us the total income of the country. But at times it has been seen that for comparing countries, total income is not such a useful measure. Therefore, the average income of the country is compared, and the average income we get by dividing the total population with the total income of the country. This average income is better known as per capita income. According to World Bank, the countries with per capita income of US dollar 12,736 per annum and above are called rich countries, but this stats is actually collected in year 2013, and those countries with per capita income of US dollar 1,570 or less are called low income countries. According to the statistics of 2013 by World Bank, India comes in the category of low middle income countries because its per capita income in 2013 was just US dollar 1,570 per annum. Apart from income, the public facilities are very important. as we know that money in our pocket alone is not sufficient to buy all the goods and services which we require to live well, like sanitation, the sewerage system. It is not possible for us, for a single individual, to have a better developed sanitary system or sanitation system or sewerage system. So income by itself is not a completely adequate indicator of material goods and services that the citizens are able to use. That's why the money, we cannot buy the pollution free environment, or we cannot ensure that the unadulterated medicines can be within reach of us if we are having money. So money may also not be able to protect us from infectious disease unless the whole of our community takes preventive steps. Then we have human development. It refers to development of an individual in a way that he can be able to earn and fulfill his materialistic desires. In this regard, we have Human Development Index. It is a composite index which is prepared by United Nations Development Program, that is UNDP, by its annual Human Development Report, which are published every year. The major parameters which are included in this Human Development Index are longevity of life, that is life expectancy, literacy level, that is net attendance ratio, and per capita income. World countries, they are ranked according to this Human Development Index as very highly developed countries, high developed countries, medium developed countries, and low developed countries. The various parameters which are included in this are infant mortality rate. It refers to the number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1000 live births in that particular year. Then we have the literacy rate. It is the proportion of literate population in the age group of 7 and above. After this, we have net attendance ratio, that is NAR. It is the total number of children of age group 6 to 10 which are attending the school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. Then we have body mass index, that determines the level of nourishment. It is a way to find out if the adults are undernourished, and it is calculated by dividing the weight of a person by the square of the height of person. If the body mass index is less than 18.5, then the person would be considered undernourished, and if it is more than 25, then the person is considered overweight. Then we have sustainability of development or sustainable development. It means development brought about without hampering the environment. It's a process of development that satisfies the present needs without compromising the needs of the future generation. And since the second half of the 20th century, scientists, they have been warning that the present type levels of development are not sustainable. The resources are replenished by nature in case of crops and plants, but in case of fossil fuels, the way and the rate at which they are being consumed, they very soon we will be out of their stock. In case of groundwater, if we use more than what is being replenished by rain, then we would be overusing this resource, and it results in environmental degradation. And the consequences of environmental degradation, they do not respect nation or state boundaries. That's why sustainability of development is a new area of knowledge in which scientists, economists, philosophers, and other social scientists, they are working together to avoid environmental degradation and to bring about efficient and judicious use of resources, instead harnessing them apart from exploiting them. That's all we have in this video. Thank you and have a nice day.